All right, this is the percent whole and part number 1 homework. This is very similar to your notes in your Topic 12 packet, so I'm not going to do all of these for you, but just a couple reminders. When we're reading through and setting up our proportions, we really want to make sure that we put the percent out of 100, and when we're reading, when they say is, that number is going to go on top, and the number that's with the word of will go on the bottom. So this is something you might want to write on the top of your paper to help you set up your proportions. So look at number 1. It says, what is, so that's what we don't know, 20%, so we don't know what's equal to the 20% of 25. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that percent and we're going to write it out of 100. Then it says of 25. Well, the of is going to go on the bottom. So my 25 is going to go here. And we don't know what's equal to the 20%. So I'm going to put my X there. You can do this a couple different ways. You can say, what do I divide 100 by to get down to 25? Or we can just cross multiply by doing 100 times X is 100X. And 25 times 20 is 500. And then to solve, we would divide by 100 on each side, making X equal to 5. So 5 is 20% of 25. All right, take a look at the next one. It says 44% of what number is 33? Okay, well, I know my percent. The percent's what's out of 100. And this time they give me is, so is going to go on top. So 33 goes there, and of what number we don't know, so my X is going to go on the bottom. So again, I'm going to cross multiply. 44 times X is 44X. 100 times 33 is 3,300. Then I'm going to divide by 44 on both sides. So, whoops, on my calculator, I'm going to type in 3,300 divided by 44. And that tells me 75. So 33 is 44% of 75. All right, those are pretty similar, so let's see. Let's jump down to this one. 678 is 60% of what number? Okay, well, 678 is 60%. So when I set up my proportion, the percent out of 100, those two are equal to each other. We're looking of what number? We don't know the of, so my X will go down at the bottom. Then I'm going to cross multiply. 60 times X is 60X. 100 times 678, if you're not sure, type it in. 678 times 100 is 67,800. And then we're going to divide by 60 on both sides to solve for X. So divide by 60 is 1,130. Let's move that up. Okay, so let's see. Now let's jump over to this one. It says find 32% of 74. Well, right away I know my percent's out of 100. And of, I know, is going to go on the bottom. We're finding the is part, so that's my X. Okay, so just like before, guys, when you're doing this, you're going to cross multiply. 100 times X is 100X. Type into your calculator. 32 times 74 is 2,368. And then we're going to divide by 100. So if I do that on my calculator, divide by 100. Oops, not by 10, Mrs. Richards. 2, 3, 6, 8 divided by 100 is 23.68. Okay, you should be able to figure the rest out here. Let's look at the one on the back. It says you know that 26% of a number is 39. We also know that 53% of a number, y, is 91. So let's find the value of x and y. Well, I got two things going on here, two different proportions that I'm going to have to work on. So I'm going to separate my paper. The first one, I have to find 26%. And I know my is. It says 26% of some number. So the of a number I don't know, that's my x, is 39. So to figure that out, I'm going to cross multiply and get 26x. And now multiply this way. 39 times 100 is 3,900. And then I'm going to solve by using inverse operations and divide by 26. So now when I type that in, I'm going to do 3,900 divided by 26 is 150. So let's do the same thing on the other side. We know 53% of a number is 91. So this is 91. We don't know the of. So again, we're solving for x down here by 53 times x. 91 times 100 is 9,100. Then we're going to divide by 53 on both sides. So x will be equal to, when we type it in, 9,100 divided by 53. And we get a crazy decimal. So it's 171.7. I'm going to round to the tenths. Now, which one is greater? Oops, actually this should have been y. It says y is. So we'll make that our y. So we want to say which one is greater, our x, that's 150, and y, which is 171. So when we compare the two numbers, I know that 171 is greater than 150. So I'm going to say that y is greater because 171.7 is greater than 150.